guys? It's Ilson 4K, and you know why you're here, and I know why you're... Actually, you don't know why you're here, because if you only had just seen Terrifier within the last 4 years or 5 years that the movie has been out, you've never probably seen the 2011 short film of the same name, Terrifier 2011 short film, 20-minute long movie, and it is just as visceral and grueling as anything else in the series, and for only 20 minutes long. As you can see, this might be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, short film horror ever made that I've seen. And I've seen a lot of them, especially if you go on YouTube, you could dig around, but this is fantastic. I see how this could have inspired someone to want to invest into this, aka Phil Falcone, the individual who invested and made Terrifier a full-length feature film. If you saw this and thought it had promise, because it does. And we're going to talk about that right now, guys. Again, we're on my Horror-Ween special, which is, of course, horror movies that take place on Halloween night. This is the second one of the series. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, because we got plenty more coming out this month, and we're going to go over this right now. So again, guys, this is Terrifier, the 2011 short film that inspired the full feature length, and it is a fucking ride. All right, we're going to get right into the story here. It's a 20-minute film, so there's not exactly a whole lot of story to go with. But that's the thing that's really amazing about this film, is that this film actually does a whole lot with the 20 minutes that it has, to the point where, again, this could very well be the greatest short film in horror history. Anyway, movie starts out with an individual driving, a young lady. She's looking to get directions to go somewhere, reading MapQuest. Even though it's 2011, she clearly has an iPhone, as we learn in this movie. She sees that she's running low on gas and pulls off to a gas station and waits for the gas attendant to come out and pump her gas. She then notices the gas station attendant throwing someone out of the bathroom dressed as a clown after he smeared his shit and piss on the walls. Of course, we know who this individual is. It's Art the Clown. He threatens to call the police, and the Art the Clown individual looks very sad and walks away, but not before looking at the girl and disappearing into the wooded area. Eventually, this woman starts talking to this man about how to get back to the city, even though, again, she has an iPhone, and he gives her directions. They hear a door slam behind them after this girl is done telling this individual that she's into films and does costume design, independent films, irony there. The individual goes to check out the noise that came from his gas station bathroom, and after not coming back for a while, the girl, of course, starts wondering, I wonder where this guy is. She goes in the back to find, of course, Art the Clown has beheaded this guy with a hacksaw, similar to the way he did in the Terrifier full-length feature film, which is really cool because we see a lot of cues of how they're going to handle the full-length feature film from this off of this movie alone. This is not the first time we see it, and it's not a bad thing, because it's just neat to see the progression of the art and the idea come from here. So anyway, back to the movie. This girl sees this happen and decides to book it and run away. She hops in her car and starts calling the police, trying to talk to someone to let them know there's been a murder, so on and so forth. As she's driving down the road, a good bit away from the gas station, she then sees Art the Clown trying to hitchhike, holding a sign that says circus. She starts freaking out, as it doesn't make sense that none of us can understand how she's able to see Art even though he is miles away and didn't have a car. Anyway, going onward and upward, this girl ends up trying to call people to make a phone call, and the battery on her phone is still dying and dead, or the static starts cutting out and she starts seeing Art everywhere. After swerving off of the road and almost getting hit by a truck, she then sees Art run up on her window right alongside of her, makes her drive away even faster. She then sees a car pulled over to the side of the road and decides to go see if this individual can help her. What happens, of course? She pulls back the individual on the steering wheel, and it's Art the Clown. No, it's actually a girl who looks like Tara from the first film after Art is done chewing her face up and she goes in for her interview. Again, really neat to see cool stuff like that. Then she runs away after seeing Art is clearly on foot and pursuing her in her back seat, because she gets back into the car. She gets back into the car after Art is done pursuing her and sees her in the back seat, and Art throws a plastic bag over her head, which is, again, something we see done in Terrifier, the full-length feature film, and it's absolutely unreal to imagine trying to drive while having this happen. Art the Clown is just fucking bonkers in this film. He chases her off into some desolate, I don't know, miniature shed barn affair, and after she locks the door and thinks she's safe, she falls asleep for a while, only to wake up and find this. Check this out. This shit is crazy. Art the Clown fucking digs under the house and gets in like that and starts whipping her with the cat o' nine tails. Again, shades of the full-length feature. She starts getting away after stabbing him in the eye and then in the back, and runs to find an individual in a car who asks her, is this some sort of Halloween prank? Which is how I know this movie takes place in Halloween, before anyone tries to give me shit about how I figured that out. Thank you very much. Attention to detail. Anyway, this individual hops in the car and she starts telling him about the fact that Art the Clown is out to get her and she really needs him to just drive and get the fuck away. All of a sudden, she looks in a rearview mirror and now sees, even crazier, her car has been stolen by Art the Clown. Art the Clown pulls up alongside of the individual, the guy driving with the girl in the car, and blows his brains out with a gun while they're driving, only causing the car to go crash, and the girl hits her head on the steering wheel. Now, the girl wakes up, and I'm not going to tell you where she is because you have to watch the film to see it, because it's one of the most crazy and effed up endings I've ever seen in a film, full-length feature, or short film, or not. Not the most disturbing ending in this whole series. I still think All Hallows Eve holds that, and we'll see what Terrifier 2 brings on October 6th. But my God, this story is a roller coaster ride that's non-stop. The whole thing has this unique take on it. It almost has like a desolate, lost in the woods, Evil Deadish kind of vibe, with Art being a physical being versus like a metaphysical being, like the evil that chases people around. It's really awesome. I gotta tell you, story is fantastic. I give it easily an 8 out of 10 on the story. Fantastic story. So I gotta say, overall, this movie and this review isn't very long because, you know, the source material isn't very long to review, but I gotta say I was a huge fan of this. I wasn't sure if I could even find it. I found it on the Internet Archives. There'll be a link down below. You can actually watch this and or download it, apparently, totally for free on the Internet Archives. No worries about copyright affairs. The fact that that was the only place I could find this thing was the Internet Archives was pretty much telling of how tucked away and lost it really was to just time and media. I mean, this is really one of those films that you got to see to appreciate. If you like Terrifier and the whole thing with that and All Hallows Eve and everything, you really got to see where it started with something like this, as you can see right here, to see where this idea came from and to see how much time Damien Leone really put into this movie and trying to make it happen and become a full-length feature, and treated this with such awesomeness and just a surreal, visual, visceral ride of just in-your-face depth. And the gore is out of control for a cheap budget movie, you could say. I shouldn't say cheap, I should say low budget movie. Everything is very well done. The camera angles, the shooting, multiple camera angles on all scenes, such as when she's driving, not just one static camera angle or anything like that. Very, very well done and well thought out. Worked with the budget, absolutely. And again, it's got this 70s film grain to it that just looks so cool and just accents what it is even better, because it's almost too modern to have the film grain, but it just adds to it. And even the music at some points is this ominous like doo 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 type of shit that like almost seems out of place but makes sense. And I'm a huge fan of it. Damien Leone did a great job here. I'm so excited again to see how far this whole thing has come from where he's got it from, to the point where, again, the sequel is coming out in theaters October 6th. Make sure you check out Terrifier 2 website, see if you can get yourself some tickets. Make sure you check out the Internet Archives so that way you can watch this movie, because this is not one you're finding on Amazon or anything like that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as we move onward and upward with our Horror-Ween special all month long. Horror movies that take place on Halloween. That's what I'm reviewing. That's what I'm doing. Make sure you catch me every Thursday night this month. Total Terror-thon Thursday. Twitch.tv/IllSun4K. Doing it big and scary every Thursday night, as well as the spooky Saturday night spectacular that I'm doing, which is a late night stream that starts around 11 p.m. and just goes till whenever. We're doing that all month long. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. It's IllSun4K.